Hello everyone, I'm CZ Lumen and this is StarCraft 2. This match is match 3 of a tournament edition between herO versus NightMare. A PvP battle for supremacy. Who will take these pieces to glory? Only one can come out alive between these two champions. Last couple games have been some rather tough fights. Back and forths between each other. A lot of stalker combat. Not a whole lot of cheese. Basically, both players aren't just mirrored fighting with the same armies, but in their strategies. And in fact, we're going to see that right now as both sides build up the same units at the same time with the same base, and even passing the very center at the very same. This is yin and yang battling it out on this map. This is absolutely hilarious, and I love it. 18 workers versus 18 workers, completely mirrored. This is about as mirrored as you can get. You can't beat this. This is just hilarious. I love this. So right now we have NightMare preventing herO from being able to drop down a Nexus in his natural, and we have herO doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, difference is going to be, okay, is herO going to mirror the Cybernetics core location? Oh, we got to fight. Who's going to win this? Who's going to win this? herO might win this. Nope. Reinforcements have arrived. We got tag teamed. NightMare dropping a pylon on where the Nexus is going to go and canceled, and continuing to that delay harassment. Cybernetics core does go down for herO in a slightly different location. Oh my goodness. Pylon being built by herO to stop that secondary pylon. We have a Zealot coming out saying, I am done with your shenanigans. Same thing happening on herO's side. This... is he gonna go? Is he gonna do it again? He cancels the stalker production. Okay, natural bases coming down for herO. He's gonna have two bases coming up with the probe, still bothering him. herO still has his probe on the other side of the map. Stalker is out, so this probe is not going to live for much longer. NightMare being just slightly behind herO. Probe goes down. And we have a Stargate for herO. Wait, is that undetected? Does he know about the Stargate? I don't know if he knows about the Stargate. Does he know about the Stargate? We gotta back up. We gotta back up even more. Even more? Okay, here we go. Let's see if yeah, I know. Pylon's under attack. That's great. He clicks. He knows it's a Stargate. Okay. He is aware of this. I had to know. I had to know. Oh. Good times. Keeping his probe up just a little bit longer. So that now the question's going to be, because this is the first time both NightMare and herO have decided to divide in their strategies here, with Stargate coming up for herO and not securing a full-on wall off, with that letting the Zealot hold the fort down. Shield battery going up, giving this a nice defensive posture. Stalker and Zealot holding the ground. We got two Zealots, or not two Zealots, sorry, two Stalkers and a Zealot coming up to try to do whatever harassment that they can, and they're doing a pretty good job. By the way, I did look up if there was any kind of difference between high ground and low ground, and the only difference is vision. In StarCraft 1 and also in Warcraft, there was a difference in a mischance, but that's been taken away, and so now having the low ground just means you do not have vision, which gives the attacker, or the high ground, that attacker advantage, being able to attack first and then run away. Oh, that was absolutely incredible. Mirrored up to the second until that deviation with the Stargate. So this will be This will be fun. This will be fun. Let's see. Cybernetics Core out. Anything else? Twilight Council. More gateways for herO. Where's the Twilight Council over here? Is there... Oh. No Twilight Council for NightMare just yet, which delays the blink ability by the Stalkers for just a little bit longer. Not a big deal if you're not going to be using a lot of Stalker play. Oracles out and about looking to see what kind of damage or what kind of scouting they can get done. Oh, never mind. You know I spoke too soon. Twilight Council is up. Blink is being built. Oracle is hiding as much as he can over there. As far away as he can to try to stay alive. Giving him that opportunity to be able to harass when possible. Stargate is just sitting there. That's... that's just funny. Still laughing about how just how much these two are alike was just bonkers. I love it. If we look at the units, NightMare has 8 Stalkers, and that's basically his army. herO is having a little bit more diversity with the Zealot, Stalker, Oracles, and a Sentry. So I looked it up, and Sentries are able to actually produce a few different... They can hallucinate a Mothership Core, Colossi, a Carrier, a Corsair, and yeah, there we go. Phoenix, not Corsair, Phoenix. So they have some options. herO setting down a Stasis Ward trap. Stasis Wards will lock down the opponent for a brief period of time, which is helpful, but it doesn't let you attack them. They basically are untargetable and undamageable during the time of stasis, which overall is a bad thing. Normally you don't want your units to be locked down. The Sentry Shield provides a +2 defense against ranged attacks coming in. So everybody within the bubble, including air units in the bubble, is defended with that effectively +2 armor. So that's nice. But minimum damage is 1. So it doesn't go into 0 or -1, which would be hilarious. And they don't stack either. So yeah, if you can imagine getting shot at and it actually heals you. Observer by NightMare, scouting out the third base of herO. Third base coming down for NightMare. NightMare is trailing behind. herO learning his lesson from the first game to make sure that he has more workers than before and is doing a fantastic job of it. 61 to 51 workers in herO's favor. He's going to have that economic lead and be able to resupply just a little bit better. Even though he has a smaller army, 34 to 44, this is still going to be a slightly in herO's favor, even if he starts losing just a little bit more. that was quite a blink. Hallucinated unit doing the scouting, gets taken down by blink stalkers. Now herO has a more diverse forces, it looks like, that he's planning, whereas NightMare looks like he's just he might be just going all in with a Warp Prism and Stalkers. Are there any upgrades? No weapon or armor upgrades going on for either side. So this is, let's see, looking at the spending here. Yeah, so we definitely see who's going for what. herO going for a 4th base, a very quick 4th base at the pretty much the 8-minute mark. And Archons, warping in a number of Archons. Merging High Templar into Archons. I wonder. I used to see a lot of High Templar being used until they were about to die, and then just morphed into higher Archons. So herO taking the first initiative, as usual. herO is the more aggressive of the two. It looks like NightMare is just happy to just sit by. Oh, and he has different units now. He's actually increased his diversity quite quickly. 25 Stalkers, 2 Archons, and an Immortal. So, yeah, NightMare seems to want to sit back more than herO, but he doesn't take advantage of it. He plays more defensively, waiting for the enemy to come attack him, and then probably go in with a counterattack. But in these matches, I don't see NightMare actually performing a lot of attacks against herO at all. It's been herO on the offense with NightMare on the defense. NightMare has won one game out of, and it's won one now just by playing defensively. So we're about to see a fight. Looks like a good little brawl coming in. But yeah, just differences in personality, I guess. herO, though, however, is being far more aggressive with the economy. 5 bases now. He is not fooling around. He's saying, "Hey, look, if you're not gonna attack me, I'm gonna expand and take over with an economy that's gonna just blow yours away." And that's exactly what's going on. NightMare is still being a little timid in his expansion. 4th expansion coming down. He's 1 base down with the same amount of workers. herO, with, as you can see here, I'm going to snapshot this, with the same amount of workers, because herO has his workers distributed better, 16, 16, 7 out of 8. He's bringing in 3,000 per minute, whereas NightMare has oversaturation issues just in 1 base. Okay. And even though they are neck and neck with workers, there's a huge income disparity. It looks like herO is in the lead on gas, greatly in the lead on minerals, and this is a ticking time bomb for NightMare to deal with, and he doesn't even know. He's not even aware of this issue that's going on here. This is probably going to spell, if NightMare wins this match, I will be surprised. He would have to have some decisive victories and great trades to demoralize herO enough for herO to tap out, even though he has this massive lead in almost every category. He has a larger army. He has more spending for his tech, his economy, and his army. He has a higher value army in both categories, minerals and gas. So this is going to come down to pure tactics. Oh, and we have a disruptor for herO. This is going to get ugly real quick. This might be the deciding fight in this game here. Workers are going on red workers. NightMare is losing workers. This is an economy node for NightMare. He needs this base to be up and running. We have a lot of shield batteries defending his 3rd expansion, which is fully saturated. This is a full income base. But this here is also trying to get into gear to becoming a full income. Even if he does secure this, herO is in the lead with 4 bases that are going to be full-on mining soon. So this might be doing it. Ugh. And herO has 1/1. Okay, no, just the 1 and the bonus and the melee tech. We're gonna watch this. Make your decisions now. You can see what we have. We have multiple Archons, Stalkers, Immortals. We have a very diverse army composition by herO against an almost... Wow. 2 disruptors versus 1 disruptor. They have near identical armies, aside from herO having an Oracle and sentries defending this, which is going to give those shielded units that bonus. The only advantage NightMare has in this fight, if they are all here at the moment, is having 22 Stalkers, which that range can make a difference, because ranged lets you attack when your enemy is either running away or can't attack. like if they have to get into combat. We have a number of melee units for herO here that are up front and on the field. We have Archons on both sides that deal massive amounts of splash damage. Cannons coming up for NightMare in order to try to defend this a little bit better. And I'm not sure if they're in the yellow because they're warping. It looks like they're in the yellow because they're warping in. So they're going to be at full health. We have 2 shield batteries back here that are both working as hard as they can, probably going to get overcharged during this fight. So NightMare definitely has the defender's bonus here in being able to warp in as fast as possible. We have herO with a warp prism right behind this, able to not just warp in reinforcements, but look at this. As a trap, as a backup to this fight, if he wins either way, if he fights this and NightMare withdraws, letting him take the base and the drones, which he's not going to do, then herO takes a further economic lead. If he fights and withdraws because NightMare decides to go aggressive, which is uncharacteristic of him, he plays very defensively, it seems. He's going to run into this, all these stasis wards, which is going to nullify or put in stasis whatever reinforcement or whatever forces are at play for a brief period of time, letting herO have the army advantage, assuming that they're an equal during that withdrawal. And like I said, I find it I find it amazing time and time again to see these battles play out and the army values stay neck and neck. Right now, herO has slight advantage. We're going to see how this plays out. Go ahead and make your guess right now before I unpause this, what you think is going to happen, whether NightMare is going to press the attack or use these shield batteries as much as possible to hold on to these forces. If herO is going to fight and become suicidal to take out as much as possible, or withdraw and take advantage of this trap that's being laid right here. Amazing foresight by herO. I love this. This is strategy and tactics. Absolutely amazing. And NightMare could withdraw to his shield batteries here and save his armies, let this fall down, or let this fall, and lose that economic advantage. He's not even already aware that he's losing the economy war. All he knows is that this fight is going on. Absolutely amazing. herO withdraws, tries to lure NightMare out, goes in for a fight. Oh no! Oh, did he do what I think he did? We have a disruptor in the fray. I gotta see this. Okay, let's out the purifier orb. I'm gonna zoom in. I want to zoom in on this. What happens? Did it go off? Okay, it did go off. I thought it was just gonna absolutely demolish much of that army. I'm used to maybe 2 disruptor balls would have been absolutely devastating, but this fight's going. Oh, this is a hard fight. We have disruptor coming in from the north here. More disruptor shots. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is where NightMare blinks forward and takes out that disruptor. Does the ball go down? I think the ball is already destroyed, but the disruptor does go down. Oh, split second action right here. Look at this. This fight. Good wall off, good defensive line. We now have cannons. Oh, one of the cannons actually went down in this fight. So now herO's forces are split, with one side attacking the cannons and one over here. In this fight, these units are not being effective. They are not fighting. They might be they're fighting over here, but this is what herO has to worry about. Reinforcements coming in, Zealot reinforcements coming in. From behind, we got a disruptor that's hiding in the background, probably going to use that as a trap as much as possible. 87 to 113 army supply between the two forces. herO has the advantage, and it looks like all of the forces are concentrated here for both sides. What are you doing back here? We have a disruptor. Okay, this disruptor is probably trying to join the fight. 2 more disruptors coming in from NightMare. That's it. That is it. Both sides are neck and neck in terms of mineral supply. Neither one can fully replenish this army, or the armies that they have. Here we go. We're going to push forward just a little bit more. Archon's doing all of the damage. One of them about to go down. These guys do not have a lot of health. Hard fight. Looks like, so herO decides to go all in with the blink. These guys take several seconds for the blink to come back. This split of the forces, I think, is a good choice, because here he's going to try to take out the cannons, which is going to just like be one less thing he has to worry about. Shield batteries, I think there's 2 shield batteries here that are both pretty much extinguished. Archons are going to take the lead here with an Immortal and a Disruptor and Zealots and more Zealots coming in. So this lets Stalkers stay in the back here and try to reinforce the melee and the close-up units as much as possible, with NightMare really having a hard time trying to clean up his forces and organize them. Zealots, these are Zealots? No, more Stalkers. He's bringing in more Stalkers into the front of the fight. God, look at this army control. I have it slowed down. Here we go. NightMare blinks in Stalkers to try to reinforce what's going on. We have a cluster of Archons. This gives those Stalkers the ability to focus fire. Archons and what's going on here. Look at this. herO using his Stalkers on the right side to come in here and just knock out those that line of defense. Sentries having their shields up. Pretty useless ability action on this side, but because nobody's attacking unless these Stalkers come in and blink. But that is not what's going on here. 63 to 103 army supply. NightMare is on the ropes here. He's running out of options. God, what a fight. What a fight! Look at this. NightMare is holding on to his dear life. We have an overcharged shield battery keeping these guys alive. NightMare is losing hard. 51 army supply to 93. It's going on. herO taking the aggressive stance, blinking forward those Stalkers to really surround NightMare's forces, and they are on the ropes. Overcharge shield battery overcharges need to be employed as much as possible here. Probably just like, this is going down. There is no saving grace here. He needs these forces to come back here with these fully charged shield batteries as fast as possible with reinforcements, and he does not have that. I think this is it. This is probably going to be game. More reinforcements coming in. Whose side is this? Stalkers coming in for NightMare, evening up the fight. Whole row of Stalkers. Wow, that's rough. And Immortal just pecking away as much as possible. We have sentries in the background. We have Archons in the fray doing AoE damage, and these guys are heavy hitters. We even have, look at this. We have a small unit of Zealots keeping these guys surrounded. This is ugly for NightMare. Stalkers on the right flank, basically constantly hammering home. Oh, they're not being used in the combat. Just taking that out. God, what a fight! All right, the battle has been cleaned up just a little bit for both sides. Losses pretty harsh on each. Let's see who's in the lead here. Oh man, NightMare taking the full brunt of it. Most losses, 9,000 versus 7,000. What a hard pressed fight here. Both sides going back to lick their wounds. It looks like no counterattacks going on. Yeah, no counterattacks going on. Nothing crazy. Looks like both sides are going to continue with their strategy. Both sides, herO bringing out more disruptors. Both sides are bringing out more disruptors. Why? Disruptors are definitely one of those units where if you play them well, if you get that ball of death that connects, it can really swing the tide. They can just, that Purification Nova can obliterate a force, but they see it a mile away or kilometer away, depending on who's watching this. Okay, rebuilding his fourth base here, NightMare is, to try to catch up economically. herO scouting, seeing what he can get done with just a small group of stalkers. It looks like he's exploring to see what's going on. Now he knows. And now he knows he has the economic advantage. Zealot's coming in for a counterattack on the right side, denying that nexus, that fourth nexus, and denying that economy for NightMare. He's closing up these walls. He is denying NightMare the ability to build up his economy. He's now in the red. He's oversaturated on one base. Mineral patches are going down. NightMare is on the ropes. He's playing defensive. He doesn't have much to show for it. Shield batteries are up over here. It looks like he's going to be able to fight these off pretty easily with an Archon around. Is that another Archon? Yeah, another Archon. Shooing away these herO forces, but they got their work done. herO doesn't need to be too aggressive. All he has to do is keep NightMare from expanding. Because herO is on 5 bases. Look at these exchanges here. Oh, and they can't move when that's out. That's rough. There's a lot of reasons why I don't play Protoss, and that is oh, let's see that again. Look at this. Was he not paying attention? herO, were you not paying attention? How many? Oh, this is halfway done. This is halfway done. I thought that fight was going to be it. Both sides are fighting for all they're worth. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. Oh, that's what it is. That's what those Purification Novas, that's what these disruptors are all about. If your enemy's not paying attention to just a second, because look at this. herO has these stalkers. He wasn't paying attention for just long enough. So they're shooing back and forth. All right, wins it. I know I have it slow, guys. I'm sorry. This is it right here. He's not even paying attention. herO is not even looking over here at this very moment. He's looking at his base. I don't know if he clicked on the map or what to have these stalkers do this. He might have just attacked. He didn't even attack move. Didn't even attack move in order to move into the base. Maybe he didn't want these stalkers anymore. He was like, hey, you know what? I'm supply blocked. I want these stalkers to go in and just do as much damage as possible. Maybe he just straight up threw them away. Knowing the economic advantage, he can replace his economy. But this is it. Like, look at this. So this is NightMare. This has got to feel good for NightMare. Watching this. He sees this. I know NightMare sees this. Boom. Army of Stalkers gone. Stalkers just moseying on in, blinking in. Yeah, he literally just sacrificed these guys to just distract is what it looks like. And see what's going on. And he's going to see. Right there. Great intel. work. He knows exactly what NightMare has now. He knows the mineral patches are running low. He knows there's nothing tricky going on back here. There's no there's no Air Force or hidden forces going on. He knows this is it. herO is building up. He's building up his forces in order to counter stalkers and these disruptors. Is what it looks like. That's what I'm guessing. Man, what a fight! Yep, there we go. So yeah, he's walking around freely. Oh no, never mind. I thought that was herO's. Okay, that gets taken out. Back and forth between these disruptors here. It feels like a wet noodle fight with lightsabers. It's like a wet lightsaber fight. That's what that felt like. You know, it's just kind of like tossing these very dangerous balls at each other. A game of hot potato, being like, "Oh, now you have it. Now you have it." It's, that's great. More coming on. Now it's a question of who's paying attention. Yep, there it is, and that's what. When you're stretched for attention, that's it. That's the game. herO has a bunch. Oh, I don't know if he sees this, but herO sets up a pincer move with zealots going into what looks like the natural expansion, and with his main forces, he's going to come up here and harass and try to deny this fourth expansion again. NightMare needs this. NightMare needs a base right now. This is ridiculous. herO is sitting on 87 workers. All of those workers are working at maximum efficiency. NightMare is hurting. And NightMare's about to have to choose between... Okay, no. He actually split up his forces really well to defend this. And... yeah. There we go. I'm gonna see if this Archon gets taken out by these Zealots here. 2 shield batteries. Wow. Oh, okay. He gets picked up. It's like, I expected the shield batteries and 2 Archons to be able to take on a bunch of Zealots, because I feel like Archons are effectively the counter to any kind of amassing melee units. Pew! Pew! Here we go. Chasing those guys away. Main army coming here. No trap set up this time for herO against NightMare. And NightMare has a ball of death. NightMare also is ahead in the army count. No. Is this it? No, we have 7 more minutes. Okay, I was going to say, is this like, is NightMare going to take this game back? Good splits. Nope. Still takes out four stalkers with that disruptor way, or with the disruptor, the Purification Nova. NightMare is out for blood. He's playing aggressive here, uncharacteristically aggressive, getting attacked by a small group of Zealots, doing enough, getting surrounded by the stalkers, and the Zealots getting totally obliterated, but that gives these few stalkers and Archons the ability to fight back. More Zealots warping in by herO, fighting off this force. It's 66 to 49 army supply. 74 to 47 army supply. NightMare is taking... It didn't just defend his 4th base, but pushes herO back, and now has map control. No counterattacks by herO against any bases or anything. He is now solely focused on defending his base against NightMare's assault here, 64 to 59. And NightMare is warping in reinforcing stalkers against herO right on his doorstep. And I think this is... NightMare is aware of 4 bases, but not the 5th. We can see it right down here, too. He is not aware that herO has been on 5 bases this whole time. He's going to go in and try to clean this up as much as possible. Doesn't get a whole lot of work done. I mean, you know, knocking out a robotics bay and a shield battery is nothing to sneeze at, but herO taking the high ground here with shield batteries. More shield batteries is probably going to be needed. herO does, again, he has the economic advantage. He just has to delay and expand it. A 6th base is up for herO. It's going to be found out here in just a second. Watch. I don't know if it's... Oh, that's rough. That was rough. NightMare now has the army advantage, 94 to 64, full of stalkers. It is stalker warfare. Yep, there it is. He sees what's going on. Workers are taking off that line to soak up and deal as much damage as possible. And NightMare really brought down herO's economy into the 50s now. That was a really good play by NightMare trying to bring that down. And with that fight, they're still tied economically. Oh, never mind. NightMare's mining a whole lot more gas. 3 times the amount of gas as herO. But herO is now recovering, building up that economic advantage. Oh, what a fight. What fights! NightMare is going on the offense. NightMare might win this. herO's pushing as hard as he can, but he is the underdog right now. NightMare's 72 army supply versus 57. That, with concentrated ability, or the ability to concentrate fire and constantly pick apart and keep herO's army down, is a huge advantage. Having that numerical superiority means you get more firepower. In D&D, you know, that's basically called the turn action economy, and that's what NightMare has right now in this fight. He has more units applying more damage than herO, and herO needs to be warping in as much stuff as he can to fight this. God, what a bloody fight. Zealots counterattacking an attempted pincer attack by NightMare. NightMare seems to have a hard time multitasking armies. He likes to bunch them up and fight this, whereas herO seems to have an easier time having those pincer attacks or managing multiple armies at the same time. We'll see if herO... So I notice a lot of times when workers go down, people have a hard time remembering to build up the workers back up to normal. Man, there it is right there. Not even aware of that 6th base. Wow. herO has had a huge economy advantage. 66 versus... And both sides have knocked out 66 probes, basically. I mean, herO has lost 67... Oh, no, that's how many units... What's the loss ratio like? Look at that. That's... Here, NightMare has been trading more efficiently. That's basically the gain right there. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Great fighting. Well, after that... Ah, shoot. How do I get this way? There we go. After that little bit of a reflection, army supply is pretty much balanced now, 98 to 102. Worker count is about the same, except NightMare now has the worker advantage. Yep. Counterattack by herO going up against... I think he expects that there to be a base there, but there isn't. So herO has his forces split NightMare focusing on a very stalker-heavy army, supported by Archons. And is doing a splendid job here. herO trying to take some sort of advantage here. Again, army supply-wise, 109 versus 104. We got a big fight going on here. Closing into the end of the game. This might be the deciding fight. This might be the deciding fight. herO has taken the economic lead. NightMare constantly going through more gas than herO. This is actually really interesting. Full wave of Zealots attacking this group from the south. Stalkers on the low ground fighting upwards. No advantage aside from field of vision. So as long as these Zealots are able to apply some sort of vision, all these units are able to fight too. Zealot versus Zealot war. In this little fight here. Oh, wow, he has the long distance mine. NightMare has the long distance mine. That's how bad it is for him. Wow. Okay, we're gonna watch this fight. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit more. Go ahead and take your bets. If you don't know who's gonna win this fight, I mean, go ahead and take your bets right here. Stalkers are basically surrounded, and they have an Archon versus heroes, Stalkers, Zealots, and Immortals. It looks like this Archon is not going to last long with these two Immortals focus firing on it. So we're going to see here. Looks like NightMare is put on the ropes, having to retreat, getting in reinforcements. Are those more Stalker reinforcements playing that Stalker game? Fighting off herO. Oh, this is so ugly for NightMare. I feel like NightMare is on the ropes. This has got to be stressful. 71 army supply versus 57. Another Stalker fight between the two. This is, playing a game of tag here. Trying to bait the other one to come in and basically take that concave damage. But NightMare has the shield battery bonus. Probably build more shield batteries, buddy. Like, build a couple more, because that's what's probably been saving you in these fights. I love that. I love this right here. Hiding that disruptor just to the side to try to get any kind of fighting done. Okay. Apparently a hidden observer. What's going on over here? Okay. Zealot fights. We got a Zealot run by. Okay, we have a cannon that's going to basically shut that down. That disruptor's dead. Yep. We are slowly creeping up to the final fight, or whatever causes one side to tap out. Finally, NightMare builds that base. A 5th base. He needed it. He has been desperately in need of this base, and has been a base down, and is still a base down. herO has built another base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th base coming up. And has just taken that economic lead. Although it hasn't been terribly obvious either. That's the crazy thing. Like, the trades have not been going in favor of herO. They've been going in favor of NightMare. NightMare has been trading a lot more efficiently. Yeah, that's been the rough thing for NightMare. And of course, you don't know this when you're playing. Oh. Small skirmish up here, fighting for this one base. NightMare needs this base to survive. Recalling all of his forces, no shield batteries to defend with. This is just slugging it out between these two factions. This is it right here. NightMare loses a fully oversaturated base. There were 30 probes mining as much as possible here. 24 is the maximum probes to get any kind of efficiency out of. It looks like NightMare taps out. 30 army versus 92. NightMare does not have the ability to recover any kind of military forces, meaningful military forces. He has no minerals, no gas. Oh, he has a little bit of gas. How much gas is remaining here? 90 gas, okay. For his 2 main bases, he does have a fully saturated. Wow, no minerals in his third either. Oh, he got a little. He's got 520. That's totally fine. You can recover with that. I mean, that one mineral patch. That's totally. You can build carriers off of that, right? Nope. This is it. That was it. I'm guessing GG is going to get called here in just a second. He even gives up. He takes all of his probes, goes back to the Nexus. I think he's analyzing what he can do at this point. He sees this. I'm going to back up just a little bit. I want to see herO's perspective, or NightMare's perspective on this. I'm going to back up just a little bit more. So this is NightMare's perspective. I'm guessing he's going to tap out here in just a little bit. He has his forces. He's building, and he's trying to manage as much as possible. He knows he needs to defend this, but he does not build shield batteries or any kind of. He can't afford it either. He can't afford to build up. He thinks the attack is coming in south again, and it's not. It came in north. So 36 probes are there. Wow, look at that. Oh, that was rough. Not paying attention to where the fight is going on either. He's so overwhelmed. He's just watching his forces just collapse on 3 different fronts. 3 different fronts is what he's fighting on. Yep, GG is called. What a game! What a game! Incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a fantastic game. herO, in the first game of the series, was behind economically. And I don't know who told him to focus on his economy better. Or more, I should say, in that first loss. So I believe this is herO's second victory. I believe he lost the first game. And NightMare plays defensively. He builds up as much as possible, but he didn't take advantage of that possible buildup. He was always ready to fight, but he never actually fought. And it's easy to criticize his playstyle from a very comfortable standpoint. I'm not being stressed out by herO's constant aggression. NightMare had multiple times early game to be able to expand as fast as possible. herO took advantage of that. He knew NightMare wasn't going to attack him, and even though he traded poorly during that entire match, he was able to take home the victory with just an economic lead. That's from what I can tell. And also the double. Oh God, I gotta take that back. Not just the economic victory, but that economy let him build multiple or enough of an army to constantly attack from multiple angles, time and time again. Like this last part, this last fight was brutal for NightMare. Imagine, I mean, because this is where the fighting has been going this entire game. herO just kept concentrating his forces, fighting and fighting. He's lost this base multiple times now. He's lost defensive structures multiple times now. He's on the ropes economic wise. He doesn't have. He hasn't been scouting his opponent. He doesn't. Look at this. Just look at this. Not even aware of this. That's rough. That is rough for NightMare. NightMare, God, you played such a good game here too. Great strategy and tactics. Man, what a fight. What a fight. I want to see this again. Look at this. So he thinks He's looking for his forces and finds a bunch of zealots. Rightfully so. He has every right to think this is going to be the fight once again. He's warping in Templar and Archons, getting ready for this. And then this happens. herO changing it up. This is half of his economy. 36 workers are queued up to be mining here. And even with this, he recalls. He does not have the attention resource to pay attention to this. All he can do is recall his stalkers to try to defend this and hope that works. As he's micromanaging this fight, trying to knock out all of these zealots that are at his front door with these stalkers. He's trying to blink move them. He's trying to do everything he can to defend this. And on top of that, he's also defending this. Zealots are attacking from two flanks as herO's main forces of stalkers are attacking this base here. There's so much going on. How do you fight that? Like, look at this. He's working overtime trying to defend this as much as possible. And he's losing. There we go. Okay. Wow. And this was a slaughter. Look at this. Here comes the warp in, the recall. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 per row. He's outnumbered. Even in this fight, he's outnumbered. Man. What a fight. What a fight. Look at this. As that's going on, like I said, he can't even pay attention to this. He has the stalkers there and praying that the stalkers can fight off whatever's going on up here. I don't even know if he even knows about the immortals. He's not even paying attention. Like, he can't. There's just not enough time for him to manage all three of these fights. All the while, this is going on in the background for herO. Look at this. Cannon going up with a shield battery. Like, he knows this is a forward base. He knows it's going to be a high target if this game continues on. And he preemptively builds these defensive forward structures. That cannon right there, that one cannon, saved herO having to pay attention to over here. A zealot came over here. I think if one zealot came over here to investigate if he can get any work done in scout, noticed the cannon, NightMare withdrew it. That stopped all harassment on this side by NightMare for the rest of the game. And this, look at this. 3 cannons and a shield battery. herO doesn't have to mentally think about this. This is well defended. This has some sort of defense. Wow. Great game. Top tier play. This just amazing. Love it. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this. If you liked my little pausing and strategy and trying to tactics like breakdown to really see what's going on, let me know. Like and subscribe. I don't like the bell notification icon. I don't like being harassed about when people are being notified every 5 seconds that somebody has posted something. So do not hit the bell notification icon. I'm against it 100%. It needs to go away. Have a good day.